Hello dear readers, the Star Wars speeder bike is finally complete. It's fully painted and all the water decals are in. So let's take a closer look. First, I guess we got to remove it from the base. The fitting is quite tight, and since the parts are fragile, I guess we have to be very careful. Slowly. There, it's off. So let's set aside the base and take a closer look at the speeder bike. As I mentioned earlier, it's fully painted and all the water decals have been applied onto the hull. Let's have a quick glance around. The details here are amazing since it's a 1/12 scale model kit, and more so if you do decide to paint it like I did, and the details will come out to the fore even more. Okay, now let's have a look at the front end of the bike. Specifically at the multi-scanner array, you will notice a really tiny decal there. And meanwhile, on the steering reins, I've done some weathering, mainly scratch marks. And as for the details painted, there's that two triangular symbols which are colored red. And the outrigger has a small decal as well. So do the side of the handlebars, right at the bottom there, and the side of the hull. Meanwhile, at the center of the control panel, you can see the details which have been painted, as well as some decaling. To the side, there's more scratch marks on the repulsor block. And the side armor has some soot weathering. Towards the rear of the side armor, you can see a little tiny decal. There. Let's try to get it focused in. Meanwhile, the canvas light back you see at the top is the tarp for wilderness shelter for the Scout Trooper. Now towards the end, there's a small little red lettering decal that's in between the two air brakes. Now let's look at the other side of the bike. There are more details on this side. You can see, as I mentioned, this is the tarp for wilderness shelter. Now at the side of the other side of the repulsor block, you can see two decals, red lettering decals. There's also a similar red lettering decal on the power cell. It looks a bit shiny. I might have to matte it a bit later on. And there's more decals on the side of the hull. This is another look at the control panel. There, more decals at the side of the hull, as well as the bottom of the handlebars. It's symmetrical. It's the same decals on the other side of the speeder bike. And right at the tip of the hull, you can see this tiny little decal, white lettering on the back background. Really tiny. On this side, there are no decals on the outriggers, and yeah, just trying to get a focused view of that small tiny decal at the front end. Now back to the steering reins, similar scratch marks, as well as the two triangular symbols which were colored red. At the bottom, there's more scratch marks on the engine block, and the brown hull plates that you see around the speeder bike have been colored the brown. Although this is the altitude control that I'm moving up and down. Footrest come altitude control. This is the blaster cannon. finally back to the front end of the speeder bike, at least the bottom view. So there you have it, a very close look, up close and personal if you like, of the 1/12 scale Bandai plastic model kit, which is the Star Wars speeder bike, the one that you see in Return of the Jedi movie. Let's put it back on the base. The fitting's tight, as I mentioned earlier. And for those of you who are wondering, this is a Bandai action base. Although it doesn't come with the kit, you can get it separately. Bandai sells it separately and we can use it. Oops, it's broken apart. Let's put it together. Okay, now let's just fix it back onto the bike. The fitting's good. And there you have it, the Star Wars speeder bike. Hope you like a close-up view of this bike, and thank you very much for watching. And that's it, the Bandai 1/12 scale Star Wars speeder bike, fully painted with decals.